Hello, learners. Welcome to the 8th session of vocabulary building. Now, let's see the words that we are going to learn today. So, the first word is impugn. So, what does impugn mean? Dispute the truth, validity, or honesty of a statement or motive. Call into question. So, I think you understand the meaning of this word impugn. Impugn means dispute the truth or validity or honesty means किसी चीज़ पे उंगली उठाना कि ये सही नहीं है, ये गलत है, और उसके क्वेश्चन करना उसकी ऑनेस्टी को. सो डेट इज़ व्हाट impugn. So now let's see the sentences with the word impugn. I did not mean to impugn. I am not raising questions on her professional abilities. The secretary's letter questions my veracity and impugns my motives and questions her motives. Nobody can impugn his ability. Nobody can question his ability. This is a knowledge which has been impugned in literature, which has been questioned in literature, and which has deteriorated their political combatants now routinely impugn means questions the very moral fiber of their opponents. So impugn means questioning the honesty of something or questioning the validity or the truth of something, call into question. So the next word is despot. Despot means what? A ruler with great power, especially one who uses it in a cruel way. So a ruler which has immenent power and who uses it in a cruel way is what? Despot. So the sentences with the word despot are: the crowd chanted, "Down with the despot." Down with the despot. The ruler means the ruler who having a power, who has a great power, eminent power, and uses it in a cruel way. So the crowd is chanting कि ये जो अपना क्रियोल तरीका है रूल करने का उसको बंद करो. So the despot claimed to be the chosen instrument of divine providence. So जो despot है, जो ruler है, जो power को cruel way में use करता है, तो उसने ये कहा है. The next sentence is: she rules her family like a real despot, like a ruler who has great power and often in a cruel way. He was seen as an enlightened despot and a ruler who uses power in a cruel way, like an enlightened despot pursuing liberal policies in the face of dogmatic reaction from priests and landlords. Unarguably, the father in the poem is a despot, a ruler, a cruel ruler, and the daughter is humiliated. So what we can summarize the meaning of the word despot: a cruel ruler. The next word is splenetic. The splenetic means angry or bad-tempered. You can see in the picture too, angry or bad-tempered. You can remember or associate this word with this picture. Splenetic means angry or bad-tempered. So now let's see the sentences with it. Dennis Jarrett replies: a somewhat splenetic reaction, angry or bad-tempered reaction, Mr. Francis, to be sure. The crude and splenetic reaction, angry expression, and presentation of such views suggested irrational pathological prejudices rather than a coherent ideology. The next sentence is: that is not to deny that angry Chinese nationalists who have deluged the internet with their splenetic, their angry outpourings and staged protest in China have a point. So splenetic means angry or bad-tempered. The next word is abrogate. Abrogate means to repeal or do away with a law, right, or a formal agreement, evade a responsibility or a duty. So you can see in the picture too that he is tearing apart the treaty. Means repel or do away with a treaty, not agreeing on that. Okay, so or it also means to evade from a responsibility or a duty. So these sentences with this word are: both governments voted to abrogate the treaty, to repeal the treaty. The president abrogated an old law means उसको क्या करते ना, ख़त्म करते ना, eliminate करते ना. The better word for this would be do away with a treaty. Do away with a treaty. The president do away an old law means हटा दिया उसको. The rule has been abrogated by mutual consent. Has been do away by mutual consent. This custom was abrogated years ago. Has been do away years ago. मतलब बहुत साल पहले इस custom को, इस रीति को हटा दिया गया. The treaty was abrogated in 1929. Was dismissed in 1929. So the next word is inveterate. Inveterate is for something that is habitual, having a particular habit, activity, or interest that is long established and unlikely to change. So the sentences with this word are: I am sometimes accused of being an inveterate poseur. And inveterate means habitual poseur. And what about us inveterate spinsters? Inveterate means habitual spinsters, as permanent bachelors. Academic staffs are voracious readers and inveterate talkers, habitual talkers. Rosa, you should remember, is an inveterate joke, is an habitual joke. Over the jacket she wore the inveterate shawl of कोकोनी woman. The long ago मतलब बहुत समय से जो चला आ रहा है वही वाला shawl. Okay, now let's see the next word. The next word is officious. Officious means meddling, to interrupt, interfere, often in an annoying way. So the officious means too ready to tell other people what to do and use the power you have to give orders. To telling everybody what to do of means interfere in their work and often in an annoying way. So the sentences with this word are: I'll see, the nurse said with an officious toss of her head. Officious means something like in a bossy toss of her hand. We were tired of being pushed around by officious civil servants, means the civil servants who were just telling them what to do, what not to do. He is an officious little man. He is a man who little man who tells everybody what to do, what not to do, and giving orders to everybody. She presided over the present opening like an officious timekeeper. Like an officious means the one who always interferes in a annoying way. The people at the tax department were very officious, were very interfering in an annoying way, and kept everyone waiting for hours while they checked their papers. The next word is pillory. Pillory is, you can remember with this picture, means it is something like the structure like this, in which there are two holes on the side in which they put your hands, and a middle hole in which they put your head. So it is a medieval device, a wooden framework with holes for a person's head and hand, used as a punishment to expose offenders to public scorn, abuse and ridicule. To pillory ये verb है, मतलब ये noun pillory का मतलब ये जो image में दिख रहा है वो है, और as a verb pillory का मतलब होता है means to subject someone to public criticism or mockery. So now let's see the sentences with it. He was pilloried but she escaped without blemish. मतलब उसको pilloried कर दिया गया, मीन्स उसको वो क्या कहते हैं, उसमें वो स्ट्रक्चर में करके और लोगों की अब उसको मॉक और रिडिक्यूल फेस करने पड़ रहे हैं. ही वॉज रेगुलरली पिलोरिड बाय द प्रेस फॉर हिज रेडिकल आइडियाज. पिलोरिड मीन्स ये देखो ये जो वर्ब की तरह यूज़ हो रहा है ना यहाँ पे, मीन्स टू सब्जेक्ट समवन टू पब्लिक क्रिटिसिज्म और मॉकरी. ऑल टू रेगुलरली पिलोरिड मतलब पब्लिक क्रिटिसिज्म और मॉकरी. अ मैन हैज़ बीन फोर्स्ड टू रिजाइन एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ बीइंग पिलोरिड बाय सम ऑफ द प्रेस मीन्स to be publicly criticized by some of the press. He was pilloried. He was publicly criticized in the newspaper, and his resignation demanded. The next word is abject. Abject means terrible and without hope, without any pride or respect for yourself. Means abject means without hope and terrible. Both of them died in the abject poverty, means in the terrible poverty. The attempt ended in an abject failure, terrible failure. They lived in abject poverty, terrible poverty. This policy was turned out to be an abject failure, terrible, and what is the other word? Without hope. The thought of working night fills me with abject horror, with terrible horror. The next word is libertarian. An advocate or supporter of a political philosophy that advocates only minimum state intervention in the free market and the private lives of the citizens. So what is libertarian? Advocate or a supporter who supports a political philosophy that advocates minimal state intervention in free market and the private lives of citizens. Libertarian, a person who advocates civil liberty. Sentences with this word are: the Libertarian Party candidate caught the remaining percent. The Libertarian Party, ये तो पार्टी का नाम हो गया. This pinpoints a fundamental weakness in the libertarian defense of a market economy. Libertarian means minimal intervention of state in the market. The libertarian model, the minimum intervention of state in the market or in the private lives of the people in free market. Okay, so this is what libertarian. Now you can read the following sentences that are given here. We will move to the next word. Next word is licentious. Licentious means showing a complete lack of moral discipline and standards, especially in relation to sex. So means lack of moral discipline, especially in relation to sex. The sentences with this word are: as for the notion of canvassing his licentious friend, it was out of the question. Means not having a lack of moral discipline is licentious. So I myself led a licentious life. The licentiousness of the woman nevertheless shocked me. The work of Shakespeare, deemed licentious by the seminary staff and students, enchanted her. This kind of freedom is licentious. The woman is very licentious. So licentious what means lack of moral discipline. So these are the words that we have to learn today, and we are done by this. Now let's revise them. Licentious means lack of moral discipline and standards, especially in relation to sex. The next word is libertarian, means an advocate or a supporter of a political philosophy that advocates only minimum state intervention in free market and private lives of citizens. The next word was abject, means terrible and without hope. The next word was pillory, this structure and in which you are framed and subject to public criticism and mockery. The next word was officious. Officious means meddling, interfering in others, often in an annoying way. The next word was inveterate, means habitual. The next word was abrogate, means to repel or do away with a law, right, or formal agreement, evade a responsibility or duty. The next word is splenetic, means angry or bad tempered, and the another word is despot, a ruler with great power, especially one who uses it in a cruel way. The next word was impugn. Impugn means dispute the truth, validity, or honesty of a statement or a motive call into question. So that's it for a day. Thank you.